Hello, everyone. This is the Holistic Healing for Grief webinar, and this webinar is on grief and fatigue. And this portion of the webinar is our acupressure movement and breathwork part of the webinar, and we're starting off with some acupressure. Thank you for joining us. So we're just going to go over that, how to find that kidney 1 point. And if you're holding it, you can keep on holding it. Otherwise, you're just going to go to the ball of the foot and you're going to go straight right below the ball and find a little indentation, a little soft spot right beneath the ball in the center of the foot, right about there on my foot. So see if you can find that. And then we're just going to hold it and breathe. And if you're just joining us, you can continue holding this side. And if you've been on the webinar, let's go ahead and switch side. Most of the meridians in the body are on both sides of the body. So we're just going to find that again on the second side. We're going to go to the ball of our foot. And we're going to find the center of our foot. And right in the center below the ball, we're going to find a nice indentation or soft spot there. And you're just going to press in to that point. And we're just going to hold that point and breathe. Just holding and breathing. Just noticing if this point is sore or tender, or if it feels really good to press in deeply or to just do light pressure. We always do what feels right to us. And let's go ahead and release that point. Put the feet down on the ground and let's just rock the feet back and forth for a moment there. See how your feet feel after holding that point. And then we're going to go up and do some points. So that was the very beginning of the kidney meridian, a point that's called bubbling springs, and kidney 1. And then we're going to go up here to the end of the kidney meridian. So the end of the kidney meridian ends like right here on either side of this notch at the collarbone. And there's a point up at the top called kidney 27. So to find this point, you're again looking for an indentation. And so yours might be, they're in slightly different places for different people, and some are right below the collarbone right here, and some are a little bit farther out. So just look, kind of press around, and if you're like, I have no idea where this is, go ahead and find this notch at the collarbone and go a little over to the side on either side and just see if you can find a little sore spot there and hold it. And if you're still not sure, make fists and just press into this whole area right here. And you can massage here or just hold. And then we can just close our eyes and breathe. And this point has different names in different systems. One system is called the storehouse, talking about how we can activate and replenish our energy through here. I was reading an article that said that this is like the Costco of the acupressure points. It has everything you need. And then there's some other systems that call it things like beautiful palace or elegant palace. So they're both great names. And holding this point can help reset your system, and it's also very rejuvenative. So just hold this and breathe. See if you can relax your jaw and make your eyes soft as you hold these very important points. And then go ahead and let that go. And then we're going to find, so this kidney meridian goes once again all the way up the body. And this is kidney 27, the end of the meridian. I also wanted to do a point called kidney 25. And it's kind of in between the second ribs down here. But let's go ahead, and that's kind of hard to find on everybody's body. Mine are about right there. But what you can do is just take your fists and make your knuckles kind of strong and push in. See if you can find spots where it's tender, because there's also kidney, I'm looking for kidney 25, but there's also kidney 26 and kidney 27. So let's see if we can just get those, all of those guys, by pushing firmly with our knuckles and just push around like this until you find a tender spot. Mine is right there. And then just hold this and breathe. So kidney 25 is called spiritual storehouse. And this is for when you feel exhausted on a spiritual level. So we've got like the general storehouse, and this one is a little more specific, and we're just going to hold those points. Another replenishing point. So let's just close the eyes, keep the jaw soft. If you're feeling like you might want to even sway a little bit while you hold those points, especially if your energy is feeling stagnant, you can do that. And see if you really want to dig in deep, if that feels like a hurt so good feeling, or if you feel like, oh, that's too much, I want light pressure. Once again, just holding and breathing. Let's do 3 more deep breaths, holding this or these points. And then go ahead and let that go. Just do a couple shoulder rotations. We were kind of holding our arms there for a while. Just do a couple shoulder rotations and then go ahead and close your eyes. And just see how you're feeling. See if just holding these points. So all we did, I forget how long, maybe we did it for 10 minutes. We held 3 different points. You scanned your body at the beginning of this to see where your grief was being held and your fatigue was being held in your body. Did that shift at all? Just take a notice and see what that did for you. And just notice. Another big deep breath. And release. And so we did, those are some great kidney points, and I hope that you feel a little different after doing them. We're going to do another point that's called CV6, and it's on what's called the conception vessel, which is one of the very few meridians that is only in one part of the body. It just runs right up the center of us. CV6 is it's about midway in between the navel and the pubic bone. So I'm going to stand up here, and of course, so my navel is right here, and my pubic bone is here. So my point is right about here, and and you can feel it once again. You press in. Now I've got a little extra padding here, so I'm having to press in rather firmly. So I'm right below the navel. There it is, and I'm pressing in firmly, and I'm just going to hold. And once again, if you're not sure, you're like, where is this point that she's talking about? Just take all of your fingers or all of your knuckles, especially if your nails are long, you want to use your knuckles, and just press in, and you will get it with one part of your hand. And you can do that one-handed or two-handed. This point is called the Sea of Chi, or the Sea of Energy. So it's a really important point for replenishing our stores of prana, chi, vital energy, whatever. Different systems have different names, but it's a real important point for that. It's also good for the intestines, good for, it's another system reset point, like kidney 27. Very important point. So go ahead and hold that. And once again, see if you can keep that jaw relaxed. Maybe give yourself a little wiggle to relax your body, and just hold that point. This one's a great one to touch into when you're feeling really tired. That and the kidney points up here are great ones. Like if you're feeling exhausted, touching into these can help you reset. Three more deep breaths here. And go ahead and release. Close your eyes, just give your body like a little sway, a little wiggle. Take some deep breaths and just noticing, did that point affect you in a positive way? How did it feel? Where did the energy go? And another big deep breath. We're going to do a stomach point now. And you may think, well, what does a stomach point have to do with fatigue? I'm going to show you a stomach point that's good for lots of different things, but I like to do a stomach point or a spleen point that has to do with digestion, with grief, because part of what we're trying to do on an energetic level with grief is digest our losses. We have to metabolize emotional experiences just like we metabolize food. And you may find yourself in grief not being able to eat or eating too much or eating things that you know aren't the healthiest for you because you're trying to support yourself in metabolizing your grief. So this point is going to help with that. And in that way, if we have the metabolizing process going on more effectively, that's going to give us more energy. So this one is on our legs. So to find this one, oh boy, let's see, we are going to find our kneecap, and then we're going to go a little down and off to the side of the kneecap. Mine is right here. And so we go to the shin bone, and if you move your foot, you have the point. And once again, you're looking for an indentation or a sore spot. And if you move your foot up and down like this, you'll feel the muscle kind of popping out at this acupressure point. Most acupressure points are where like muscles and tendons and things or nerve plexes come together. So see if you can find that. And once again, this is on both sides. So we're finding the kneecap or going a little down and over on the edge of the shin bone. And then I'm checking, oh, do I have it, by moving this muscle. And I'm looking for a place where I feel a whole bunch of muscle moving around. So I hope everybody's got that. And probably like if you are metabolizing a lot of grief, or if you've had some digestive issues, this point's going to feel a little tender and sore. So, and if that is true, then this is going to be a good point for you. So we're just going to hold this and breathe. And you may feel your stomach start rumbling, or you may feel hungry as you're holding this point. And if you haven't been hungry, you haven't had an appetite, and that's happening with this point, then this is also a good point for you to build your appetite. So once again, just relaxing that jaw. Maybe again, giving your upper body a little sway as you're holding the point. See if you can make the eyes soft and the scalp soft as you breathe deeply and hold that point. Three more deep breaths here. And then go ahead and release. Once again, close the eyes to see how that point affected you. And then go ahead, open the eyes. We're going to do one more acupressure self-massage. And this is the one we do just about every time because it's a grief massage. And we are going to start off at the top of the shoulder. We're just going to push down until we feel a sore spot. And this, again, you can check because you're going to feel a lot of movement of a muscle if you have the right point. So we can really feel that there. And if you can't find it, again, just grab in with your whole fist and you will get it with some part of your hand. Most people, though, while they're grieving, can find this one pretty easily. So we're just going to hold into this point and breathe. Now, if you're in early grief, this is going to feel sore, and we're probably going to be focusing on bringing grief that's being held in the lungs and the heart, the whole chest, whole heart chakra area. We're going to be focusing on bringing that out. If you're in later stage grief and you're feeling like you want to start bringing things in to help you heal, imagine that you are holding this and you're just shooting some light into that point. And then we're just going to massage here. And we're going to go down the arm and off the thumb. So just breathing, massaging and going down the arm and off the thumb. Just imagine you're pulling all that stuff out of you that no longer serves you. And one more. You know, and just really enjoy the sensation of having yourself being, nurtured in this way while we're doing this massage, self-massage. All right, so we're going to switch to the other side. Again, I like to start up at the top of the shoulder and I just push down until, oh, there it is. I find the point. I can check it by just making sure, see if I go here, I'm not feeling that muscle move, but if I'm right here, I feel all this movement here. So that's a good way to check it. And we're just going to be going into that point, holding it. And again, if you're not sure where it is, go ahead and hold it with your fist so you get it with something. And we're just breaking up stuck energy here, and especially stuck energy that's grief that's being held and kind of stuck here in the heart chakra. So just relaxing that jaw, relaxing the eyes, and breathing. And then we're going to start massaging this area right here, getting that point. And then imagine that you're just pulling those heavy feelings right out of the heart and lungs. It's a lung point, but I feel like it affects the heart too. So we're just massaging, breaking up that stuck energy and pulling it out. And if you're bringing stuff in, just imagine you're rubbing in the things that you want to bring into the heart, into the lungs. What kind of healing energy do you want in there? And then going down the arm and off the thumb. See if you can keep that face nice and relaxed. And one more. And then go ahead and just shake the hands, rotate the shoulders a couple of times. And once again, just close your eyes. What did that do for you? Is there maybe a little bit of a different feeling in the heart and chest area? Maybe you feel some movement there that felt where it really felt heavy before. Big deep breath. And let it go. And so that's the end of our acupressure section. I hope that was helpful to you. We're going to do a little bit of movement now, and then we'll do some breath work. So you can do the movements that we're going to do sitting in a chair, or you can go ahead and stand up. So I'm just going to take a moment and move my device here. Okay. So we're going to do both movements that are going to affect our ability to replenish ourselves. So we'll do some replenishing movements, and then I'm also going to do some that are going to help get energy moving. So, well, let me move this out of the way. So let's start off by just finding our own strength. I've got a few things on the floor here I need to move away. Yeah, we're just going to find our own strength. So to do that, we're going to stand, we're going to do Tadasana or mountain pose in yoga. And so we're going to have our feet about hip width distance apart. Let's point our tailbone down to the floor and then strengthen our legs, make them feel really strong by pulling up on all of the leg muscles up towards the navel. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the side body, and exhale the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to turn the palms out and just imagine yourself receiving the energy that you need. See if you can align your head with the spine so that it's almost like you're going to move your chin back so it's right over the spine. And imagine you have a little golden cord going straight up to heaven and some other golden cords going straight down into the earth. As you inhale, feel that ability that you have to lift yourself up. And as you exhale, feel yourself relaxed. Imagine yourself receiving energy right through those palms each time you inhale. And each time you exhale, imagine yourself letting go. 2 more times. Release this pose. Just give yourself a nice little shake so you can get that energy moving. Let's do shakes on opposite side of the body. If you remember, if you went to the brain thing, we know when we do opposite sides of the body, we do some brain integration. So just shake your one arm, one leg. Let yourself wake up. Then do a couple shoulder rotations just to loosen up those shoulders. And we're going to do something that's called the wake up massage. This is a good one to reset all of your meridians that can also give you some energy. You're going to start off, I'm going to mirror you. You're going to have the right hand out. And you're going to start by tapping underneath the arm. And then tapping all the way underneath the arm. Tapping the hand. Top of the hand. All the way up the arm, across the chest. See if you can remember to tap those kidney points that we did earlier. All the way across the chest, getting that other kidney point. And then under this arm. Now, if the tapping feels good, like people who have fibromyalgia and some other things say that tapping does not feel good. So you can brush if the tapping doesn't feel good. Down the sides of the body, all the way down the sides of the legs. And now we're going across the feet to the inner ankle, up the inner legs, that kidney meridian that we talked about, tapping right here at the groin. And then letting the hands rest at that CV6 point underneath the navel. Take a breath here, see how that affected you. And let's do it again. So we're going to start on the other side, we'll start on the left side. And this one is especially good if you feel that stagnant energy where you feel like you just feel stuck. It's good for all kinds of fatigue, but that stuck feeling can really be shifted by doing this. Other side. Top of hand, upper arm, across, down the sides of the body. Inner ankles, up that kidney meridian, tapping right on the groin, and then holding. Give your head, do a couple deep breaths, just notice how this affected you. Go ahead, shake it out, and we're gonna move into some Qigong. So Qigong is wonderful, it really helps reset the energy of the body, and we're gonna do some movements that are replenishing. So we're going to start here. We're going to do something called pulling down heavens, which if you've ever worked with me before, you've done it. I like to start off with my hands crossed because I get that brain integration. We're going to start off with the hands crossed and knees bent. And then we're going to start to lift the arms slowly as we inhale, and we're going to straighten the knees, not all the way. Our knees are still going to be a little bent. We're inhaling, and then we're going to exhale and bring the palms down right in front of the body. Just slowly clearing ourselves out. You can imagine that there's a big ball of energy right above your head, and as you inhale, you're going to turn those palms up, and you're going to grab energy from that big ball of energy. You're going to pull it down in through the top of the head and pull it all the way down the body. As we're pushing our hands down, we can imagine ourselves pushing out the things that no longer serve us. Just pulling that energy in, letting it replenish us. And 2 more. Pulling some energy in, energy from a source outside yourself that's supporting you. And last one. Pulling that energy in. And then we're going to take those hands palm over palm right at that CD6, that acupressure point below the navel. Take a couple breaths, just notice how you're feeling. And then go ahead and shake it out. So let's do some hip circles here, just getting that energy moving. And then opposite direction. Bringing that to stillness. Having the feet about hip width distance or shoulder width distance apart, maybe a little wider if that feels good. And we're going to do something called ocean chi breathing. And this is something, if you've worked with me before, you've probably done it, but we're really going to focus on the rejuvenative effects of this one. So we're going to have a big ball of light here held in between our palms. And we're going to try and be right at that acupressure point CD6. We're going to inhale. Bring the arms wider, and some people like to go way wide. When I'm really tired, I like to just be a little wider than my body. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to bring the hands together, but not touch, still holding that ball of light. So you're inhaling and exhaling. And we're going to imagine that this is just a ball of energy that belongs to you. And as we inhale, we're pulling more energy in, and as we exhale, we're just making that energy denser and collecting it. So we're inhaling and exhaling. Notice if your ball of light has a color to it, or maybe is it warm or cool. Just inhaling and exhaling. Make that ball full of light. And imagine that that light not only contains energy to help replenish you, but it contains the strength that you need to get through your grief and to learn whatever it is your grief wants to teach you. And we'll do 3 more. And then take a few breaths just holding this ball of light. See if you can really imagine. And I know some people have a hard time visualizing things. So see if you can't visualize, just see if you can move your hands a little bit and see if you can feel that ball of light. Just notice its color, its how it feels, warm, cold, something in between. Imagine that strength. Maybe send some intentions for yourself into that ball. And then we're going to just take the ball and we're going to put it right into that acupressure point, hand over hand, pulling that ball right into the body. and then hold there. Imagine your whole torso lighting up with energy that you placed in there from that ball. And just breathe. And then release. Shake it out. And we're going to do another one. I mentioned earlier the kidney and bladder. That was a kidney element, a water element movement. We're going to do another one that activates that kidney meridian that we worked with acupressure. For this one, we're going to start right at about where our kidneys are. So our kidneys are behind our lower ribs. We're going to start there, and we're going to run our hands down the back of the body and down the legs. So we're just kind of giving ourselves a self-massage going all the way down. This is the bladder meridian. And then we're going to go up through the inner ankles. That's the kidney meridian. We're going to go straight up. And we're going to go all the way up the body, up into the end of that meridian. And then we're going to lift the hands up. And just imagine yourself receiving energy. And then we're going to bring it down to the back of the body, massaging the back, the bladder meridian, the back of the legs. And up through that kidney meridian, all the way up the center of the body, touching those kidney points, lifting the arms up, inhaling here and exhaling, bringing that energy in. And we're just going to do that a few more times. So we're going down the back of the body, up the legs, right up the center of the body, reaching up and then pulling that energy down. Giving yourself a little self-massage. This can be done in a chair, especially if your balance is feeling off. Oops, I didn't go up there. Pulling that energy in. Once again, just noticing that the benefits and the good feeling from that self-massage. Going straight up the center of the body, lifting up, pulling the energy down. 2 more times. And you notice I'm not giving breathing instructions because the breathing instruction was kind of complicated. I thought we're just going to just breathe our regular breath. And let's make this the last time. And then as we pull up this last time, bringing the energy in, and then let's just take the hands in front of the body, do a little sway, and we're just going to clear out anything we want to let go of. Just bringing the hands very loose, kind of like pulling down hands. We're just going to bring them slowly down the body while swaying and just clearing out anything we don't want anymore. As we do that, then let's put our hands over the heart. Couple deep breaths here. Sway back and forth now, just allowing yourself, see if you can make a figure 8 with your hips as you hold your heart. Just like you're rocking yourself and soothing yourself. Might not, if your balance is a little off today, then go ahead and keep the eyes open and stare at a point on the floor. If you are okay closing your eyes, you can close your eyes and see if you can just slow the movement down if you're exhausted. And just feel that gentle rocking. We're also getting the energy flowing through the hips and the energy gates there for those of you who might be feeling a little stuck. A couple more to each side. And then releasing, giving yourself a little shake. And then I had mentioned before about how if you're in fatigue and you want to feel unstuck, you're going to do a mini back bend. Back bends are great. We don't want to do any deep back bends. I don't know how everyone's back is, but also it's pretty close to bedtime. So we don't want to get ourselves too energized. So let's just do a gentle back bend. And we're going to do that just by standing feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to point that tailbone down to the ground. Place the hands on the lower back. And then we're just going to give your shoulders a wiggle and bring them away from the ears. Bring the elbows back. And then we're going to inhale, lift our spine. And exhale, you might just want to tip your head back and look up at the ceiling, and that may be enough. Or you may want to go back into a little bit of a back bend. See what feels right for your body. Yeah, and don't go too far. Just let yourself and let this front side of the body stretch out. And if you're in heavy grief, that might feel too much for your heart. Just stand here and look up at the ceiling. Keep that tailbone pointed down, and then go ahead and inhale your way out of it if you are in a back bend. Go ahead, place the hands over the heart. That was a big heart opener. Go ahead and just see how that feels. Deep breath here. And then go ahead and really shake it out. And we'll do a forward bend. So forward bends, it's great also to do them sitting down. Not everyone's hamstrings are ready for that during grief. So let's just do a standing forward bend. We're going to bend our knees a little bit. We're going to take a big inhale, lift the spine, and then we're going to exhale, just roll down over your bent knees. Make sure this is okay for your back. If it feels wonky on your back, go ahead and do it in a chair. Then we're just going to let ourselves hang. Place your fists on the floor. Let the head hang. Shake the head, yes, no. And rock back and forth on your feet with the fists on the floor. Just letting the head hang. Imagine yourself being rejuvenated as you do this. And then pause, stop the swaying, and just stay in this forward bend, this easy forward bend for a couple of breaths. And then bend the knees even more, contract your pelvic floor muscles, and roll up. Stand here just for a moment. Let your energy settle down. You might want to bounce up on the heels a little bit. Let that energy just settle down. Take another breath. And then go ahead and release. Let's do a movement to just release our worries, because that is another aspect of fatigue, is we have all those worries just go cycling through our head, and it can exhaust us. So I love doing this one. We interlace our hands right about here. Let's do it right about that CD6 point that we've been working with. And just imagine that you have cares that you want to let go of right in those hands. And we're going to inhale and then exhale, release the hands and let them float down. If you feel like your worries are really lodged in your head, an alternate way to do this would be to run the hands up like this and then pull things out of your head and release. So see which one feels better to you. We're just releasing. And 3 more. Letting those cares release. And last one. And then taking the hands, placing them once again, palm over palm right below the navel. Just take a couple deep breaths here and see how you're feeling. And then let it shake out and release. And then let's do Gathering Starlight. And we've done this one a lot before in our webinars. We're going to take one hand and place it in crane's beak so that your fingers are like this and the thumb is underneath it. And then we're going to have that hand right in the back here, kind of in the center of the spine, right around the kidneys. We're going to take our one foot and have it out slightly. right about a 45-degree angle. You can come right out from your arch. And then we're going to take our other hand and we're going to have the palm open. And we're going to inhale, we're going to lunge a little bit forward. And we're going to imagine that we're gathering starlight into the palm of our hand on our inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to circle that starlight right at the crown. So we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. So inhale, gather, lunging forward, exhale, circle. Now, if you've got shoulder irritation cooking, then go ahead and do it right in front of the heart. So we're inhale, gathering to the heart, and exhale, circling in the heart. Take care of your body. Do the one that's right for you. So we're going to do 3 more of these. Inhale, gathering, exhale, circling. Imagine that silvery starlight just gathering in a ball above your head or at your heart. And imagine that silvery starlight contains in it what you need to heal from your grief, wisdom from the ancients. Then imagine that silvery ball and just pull it in either through the top of the head or push it into the heart and pull it all the way down through the head, the throat, the heart, all the way down the spine and pinch it off at the end. Step forward, switch, we've got crane's beak, put it at the back, other foot lunged out. And we're going to have that palm open. We're inhale, gathering that beautiful silvery starlight, circling it above the head. And if there is some sort of wisdom or support you need, ask for it and imagine it just dropping easily into the palm of your hand so that you can grow and get the support you need to move through your grief. And 3 more. And remembering that you can do it in front of the heart. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. You can do that in front of the heart if you've got shoulder irritation. So just imagining that ball of silvery light glowing right on top of the head and trickling down into that point on top of the head. And you're going to pull it down through the face, the throat, in through all the way through the heart, the torso, pinching off at the end and stepping forward. Release your hand, close the eyes, have the hands, let's put them right over the heart. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then let's do 1 pulling down heaven. Just to end our movement practice, we're going to inhale up and exhale down. Pulling that energy in and just allowing anything that needs to leave to just be pushed down into the earth to be recycled. Recycling the grief into wisdom. Hands over the heart one last time. Just notice how you feel. We did scan our bodies at the beginning, noticing where we were feeling grief and fatigue. See if it moved or see if it changed. And then let's release. And, we are not going to have time to do our restorative yoga pose because I think it's important for us to do the breath work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send out a little video of it. And I'm also having a free restorative yoga class. I think it's not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. And I'm going to invite you to come to that because restorative yoga is great. But I also don't like doing it too close to bedtime. So we're going to focus on the breath work. And I will send you that. I apologize for that. Time has gone by too quickly. But let's do some breath work because that is really important too. And I'm going to move back to my screen share. So we're going to do some breath work. So you can lie down in a comfy, you could lie on your couch or even on your bed if you'd like to, or the floor if you have a yoga mat there, or you can sit up like I'm doing. They're both good ways to do breath work. So just get yourself in a comfortable position. And if you're seated or lying down, just feel what's touching the floor or whatever you're sitting on. If you're sitting in a chair, roll those feet back and forth. If you're sitting on the floor, roll the sit bones back and forth. And if you're lying on the ground, just kind of roll your whole body back and forth. Really feel the support of what you're seated on. And then we're going to place one hand at the heart and the other hand at the belly. We're going to close our eyes, relax our face and jaw, and we're just going to breathe. So you're going to feel that breath coming in through the nose and down the back of the throat and inflating the lungs. And then you're going to breathe out. Hopefully you can breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. If your nose is stopped up from allergies, you can do it through the mouth. See if you can deepen that breath. And see if you can breathe into the belly. So that means that as you breathe in, your belly is going to relax and your hand on the belly is going to go out a little bit. And then as you exhale, the belly is going to relax and release. So inhaling and exhaling. Just feel your any tension settling down. Feel yourself relax with the breath. And then we're going to move into ocean breathing. And that is going to be where we inhale and then we're going to contract our throat a little bit so that our breath makes us sound like the ocean when we're breathing. So we're going to go. We're leaving our hand at the heart and the belly. And you're just inhaling, contracting the throat. And exhaling. I hope you guys are figuring out how to do this. It's like you squeeze your throat together so that you make this noise like the ocean. If you've done a lot of yoga, you know, they do this in Ashtanga yoga and other forms of yoga to build up your strength during the practice because it builds strength and it also calms the mind. Be sure to keep the jaw relaxed, the shoulders away from the ears. Feeling that throat contract slightly to just make that sound like the ocean. And just breathing. Let's do 3 more of this ocean breath. Really feel that ocean sound on that last breath. And then go back to just a regular breath like we were doing at the beginning. And take a moment and notice how you feel. And then go ahead and open the eyes. I hope that breath work felt rejuvenating and relaxing because we want to feel both relaxed and energetic, not that hyper energy. And I hope that that breath helped that happen for you. We are nearing the end of this webinar, which went by so quickly. I wanted to take a couple moments at the end here to just journal and mention that, you know, we give ourselves energy by noticing what helps us feel more energy and more alive, and also noticing what saps and drains our energy. So take a moment, find your journal or your pages that you were journaling on, and you can answer one or all of these questions. I have what sparks your energy now, even a tiny bit. Did one of the things we do tonight spark your energy a bit? What saps your energy? What is grief teaching you about your life and energy? And is something you would like to commit? Is there something you'd like to commit to do that will help you embrace what grief is teaching you? So that's a lot of stuff to journal about. We'll do it for, let's do it for 4 minutes. And then you can share in the chat. And you don't have to answer all these questions. You may want to keep them. You'll get this as a handout and you might want to answer one of them later.